Whoa, I didn't even know it would do this. Tell me if there's any sound coming out. That's the only way I'll be able to know if it's working right. Okay, let's that one has nothing. Okay. By the way, we're just messing around here. If you don't like what I'm doing, there is other videos. There's other people live streaming. I'm just messing around. I'm having fun. If you guys haven't figured this out yet, this is my channel. I do what I want. I say what I want. I create what I want. It's not always going to be just fish. And I wonder why this isn't working. I'm still figuring all this out. If you guys haven't figured that out yet. Let's see if that works, dragging that over there. But then you probably have to change track too, just like I did before. So doing all this took away anything I had earlier, which is shit. So to get back what I had earlier, I think I went into Novation, keyboard, presets. But sadly, I can't remember where I was earlier. Which shit. And sometimes you fuck up and you do the wrong thing, which I incoherently just did. But at least this thing's working properly now. Oh, so if I turn up the octave, it does nothing. Just a heads up for you guys out there. Let's try 20 voices. Let's try changing the filter. Let's try messing with the resolution. Let's try turning on an LFO. Let's try okie dokie. So And if you're wondering if I'm even looking at the side chat, I'm probably not right now. So my bad. I am just chilling like a $3 villain. And I hope you guys can hear this because otherwise I'm wasting my damn time. I'm messing around with the Novation launch key, trying to decide whether or not should I take it back or should I wait and get Ableton, which cost me like $325. And I figure if I'm going to do that, might as well get my Patreon going, start slanging some stickers, start slanging some t-shirts, start, slanging the stuff at you guys for a low price, and basically that's how my Patreon will work. I know that sounds stupid, but I want to start building my channel instead of, like it go nowhere. And that was always my original thought, to make t-shirts, Nick the Dick t-shirts and other stuff, because, I am creative. I do have an artistic side. I just don't show it very often. But yeah, other than that, what's up, Ron Vila? What's up, everybody in the chat? If you're out there, I'm live. Yeah, I'm not really doing much, but I'm trying to see how this thing works out. And not drop my GoPro freaking slide card anyway. This thing's doing a lot of good videos, all I can say. But the problem I've had is I really suck at using Adobe. Like Filmora, I know how to use. It's no problem. I had Mom show me kind of exactly what you had to do. I'm not real good at that stuff. If you have to like unpack something or change something or do the little tedious stuff, I'm good at that. But when it comes to like stupid stuff like unzipping a file, I don't know why. For some reason, I think it's much harder than it actually is, and really it's not that hard. And I've always been like that. I just didn't get it until somebody showed me, and I guess that's my own learning disorder right there. And why this is in here, I have no idea. But I can tell you that if I turned the camera that way, you guys would be like, whoa, what's that big mess, Nick? There's a big old tank over here to my right. And I'm in the midst of cleaning it. I've filled it with water. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And emptied it 4 times. You guys are probably hearing the water trickle behind me. So that means I need to fill some tanks. I've been kind of just putting it off because I'm meaning to fill that tank, see if my Marinelands will fit on it. And then, basically keep working at the advancement of the channel, because I am a one-man show. Sometimes we have other guests, I guess you would call them, and friends, that I've made on the intranet or vice versa, because I'm not shy. I don't try to put people off. I don't try to be offsetting, and I've been kind of trying to change the direction of my whole channel, because I started out, I guess, as you would call a troll, and changed to this new facade. The water is making me have to pee, though, so I'll be right back. Glad I got all the substrate clean. I even moved the couch. I moved a lot of shit around. Oh, that was a good pee. You know, when you just have to go and you've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I had to go very bad. I'd been sitting here for over 2 hours trying to get just trying to get something how I wanted it. I guess each one of these is a different sample pack, and that they each do a different sound kind of thing. And I only have 4 more days to, or I mean, 2 more days to decide whether or not I'm going to return this or keep it. So, coherently, I want to try to figure it out a little bit, because I wasn't actually able to use this thing at all in my class because I couldn't figure it out how it worked. And now that I've done some research and I've done some, fooling around, as they call it, that sounds dope. That sounds like somebody's just rubbing on the strings. Sounds fucking weird. I don't hear all these tones, just so you guys know. My right ear is jacked up. I don't know what happened to it, but in the last couple of years, I've been slowly, aggressively losing my hearing in my right ear. And I know there's a bunch of people out there that think, oh, Nick the Dick's just trying to scam, blah, blah, blah. No, that's the truth. I actually am losing my fucking hearing. I mean, I'd prove it. I'd get the piece of paper that says I have degenerative hearing loss in my right ear, but it's buried under this desk right now, so I'm not even gonna play with it. But I'm supposed to have a CAT scan in a couple weeks from now, and I don't know exactly what a CAT scan shows, but you know, like I get it shows my brain, it shows everything connected, or vice versa. But when it comes down to it, doctoral stuff, yeah, I wanted to be a doctor, but I don't think I really have the knowledge to be a doctor. Not downplaying myself, but yeah, I'm intelligent, but not that intelligent. I mean, yeah, I could probably get a doctorate, but not be a doctor. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what I mean by that, you can still go to school, get a doctorate, and not become a full-blown doctor, but you'll have the DR in front of your, yeah, it's a bunch of complicated bullshit. Anyways, I hope you guys can hear the sounds that are coming out of this, because it went from sounding like a guitar to sounding like what's up, Big E's? If you guys want the link, I'll shoot you a link. I'm just really, like I said, messing around right now. Wrong freaking keyboard. Tried to hit the... So what I got to figure out is how to get all of these packs downloaded into this thing, because that's the only way that this thing will be worth my time, unless I go out and buy Ableton, which is going to be like I said, it's $349 for like I believe a basic version of what I used at school. And you know, if I went to school for just music design, on top of going to Moorpark College, I would probably be a little further ahead. And know how to do a little more than just put a couple of packs in there, a couple of packs here, a couple of packs there. I figured out the whole downloading packs thing wasn't that hard. It was just, you got to know where to put them, and if you put them in the wrong place, they will not produce any sound. Any sound. I'm going to be taking a full-on keyboarding class, so it's not like it's going to... I'm getting a degree in music, so if you guys keep wondering why does he keep talking about keyboarding and why does he keep talking about this, that, and the other, well, that's the reason why. This thing needs to be washed if I'm going to take it back. Like, take some alcohol, little bit of alcohol, put it on what's called a one of them wipes, and wipe off all the bullshit. But that's only if I'm going to take this thing back. If I don't take this thing back, I'll end up keeping it. And I want to make a special shout out, more or less a prayer. You know, I guess a homie, little homie, Michael Bass. His little boy, I guess, Dakota. Well, you guys need to keep that boy in your prayers. They had to fly him out to Vegas. He allegedly shot himself, and he's on life support. So for y'all out there that are listening to this, you know, that's a friend of mine's kid, I guess. And just keep him in your thoughts, keep him in your prayers. Yeah, I know people don't realize suicide's a bad thing, and you know, a lot of people are afflicted by mental anguish, as you call it, even myself. So um, just keep them in your thoughts, guys. That's all I was really trying to get at. Just a friend of mine's kid, you know, going through the struggle of life because can't figure out life, and you know, people all go through the bullshit, man. And if people play like they don't go through bullshit, you're just a liar and a fake, just like anybody else, because everybody goes through bullshit. But special shout out, bro. Hopefully you make it through this. Nothing's worth dying over. And I don't take light on suicide because I've had a couple friends take their lives, and it's really not an easy thing to deal with because it leaves the person who you know, gets left behind by that other person feeling empty and hopeless. So really my thoughts are is just keep that boy in your prayers. Yeah, I may be a dick, but you know, I'll let you guys know I ain't that much of a freaking dick that I forget humanity, you know. I like that sound. Drop an instrument and or sample here. Let's see. Let's find a sample. Let's find a sample that works. Damn moth, get out of my face. Ah, you almost just made me break something. Freaking moth. I hate moths, dude. They sit there and chew holes in clothes. Very good clothes. If you guys ever want me to do a setup video of one of these things, man, all I'm going to say, to do a setup video, you're going to have to pay me some money. That's all I'm going to say, because this is one pain in the fucking ass to show somebody how to set it up. I mean, I didn't go to school for this for no reason. You know, I want to be able to go around and, you know, I've seen lots of people. I mean, numerous amounts of people go around and teach other people how to set all these things up. And they get paid for doing that. It just takes me a little while to get one of these set up. We had to fix the firmware. We had to fix the software. You know, there's a couple software updates that usually have to do, and there's a couple things that usually have to download. Vice versa, you have a grip load of free plugins, usually 9 times out of 10, or vice versa sample packs. I've tried inviting people, but I guess nobody got the link, or that link's not working, maybe, because that sometimes is the case. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's playing sound. If it isn't, you should let me know. Because it should be playing my sound that I'm playing on this keyboard over here. And if it's not, then I got to figure out what the audio setting is and fix all that too, to be able to live stream any of these. And I do not think it is, because I just tried to listen to my video and it is not doing what problem is, well, I hear sound. I just don't hear sound here. What I'm meaning by that is I don't hear my audio that I'm playing over here, over there. That's okay though. I'll figure it out and then I'll do another stream about this. It's been a while since I've done a chat and call it Nick the Dick live and as the entertainment, or vice versa, just call it the Nick the Dick show. I haven't been doing that for a while because I kind of just strayed away from that because I got tired of people's bullshit. Ah, my feet. I don't know if putting it on studio for Google helps at all, but we'll try it out. Tonight's been one relaxer, I guess. Today wasn't a relaxing day. It was really a stressful day. Won't go into that, though. I don't like to go into the little bullshit and complain about it. So that's not what life's about. At least not my life, anyway. But yeah, this is what this is that I'm playing on, if you guys didn't know. They're kind of cheap, I guess. They're $150. I got it as a birthday present, and really only have successfully used it a few times, and I figure I could use this for school, yada yada. Didn't get used for school. Although I would have loved to been able to been showed how to use this and whatnot, but I didn't get the time. It's supposedly this is the quickest and easiest way to produce and perform electronic music in Ableton Live. Just plug it in and via USB and get immediate hands-on. That's not true. You have to do so much other shit just to even use the instruments and effects inside this box that if you really wanted to start out on a product, I would not recommend this for people. I would recommend something else that's probably a little out of your price range, but this is what I would recommend. It's like, I'm gonna have to go look up the actual name for it, and like I said, do another video of this, because I'm probably gonna switch that out, or switch this out, go pay another $150 and get the one that I don't have to set up all kinds of bullshit for, and it's a completely different brand for you guys out there that are wondering, oh, is he just babbling? No, I'm not just babbling. I'm talking about a product that I cannot remember the name of right at the second. And if I looked it up, I probably could. But off the top of my head, I can't quote what it is, because I can't remember the name of it. But I know that the brand is either, or I mean, not the brand, but the model of it's called like Cyberwolf or Saberwolf or something like that. And the reason why I'm saying it's better than this is because everything that is on that Saberwolf is already all jam packed in there. It's pre-programmed. It has all the sounds that probably this has and a few extras, and you don't have to sit there and program it into your computer. And the difference is this, you will have to program all kinds of stuff in to not only Ableton but take stuff from what is it, Novation or IOK. It's called IOK. Okay, so IOK is like a thing that allows you to download pre-packaged loops and or vice versa mixes. If you guys didn't know, and that's usually if you got a plugin software for free when you bought something like this or a preamp or something else. I'm just kind of sharing a little bit of my knowledge if you didn't know. I'm not trying to go too far into depth. Just trying to share a little bit of knowledge that I have, obviously. And there you go. You obviously figured out Nick doesn't just have one hobby, but multiple. For you guys out there that don't already know, you need to go, if you don't have a saltwater tank or vice versa, you're thinking about starting up a saltwater tank, you all need to go check out Rico's Reef Tank Nano Challenge. Every single one of you needs to go check the Reef Tank Nano Challenge out. And say you heard it from Nick the Dick, say you heard it from various other channels, but you gotta also, on top of checking out Rico's Reef Tank Challenge, you need to go check out DC Reefer's channel and figure out all the logistics on the contest itself. Hey, I was looking for this earlier to put it over with the other ones. Had to go out and buy me another test kit because my other one was running low, and I didn't figure I'll spend $10 on this product and this product and this product when I could just get an all new test kit for $20. Anyhow, for y'all out there that are watching and or listening, this was really just a fool around experiment to see if this worked. Obviously, no sound is coming out of here because I don't know why. Obviously, I probably need multiple jacks and or a better Focusrite box. So, that being said, I don't need to take this back, but I need to get a different Focusrite box. I should go to my YouTube and share that I'm live. Now I at least know that you know, my my computer doesn't want to allow you guys to hear the sound, and I'll figure that part out. I might. I haven't really decided yet whether or not I'm gonna keep this or not. I'm just gonna probably try to figure it out, like I always do with everything. And if I don't keep it, there's 150 bucks back in my pocket. Then I can go buy it, one that does work. But then I'll be spending another 150 bucks. So you kind of get how that goes. Spend money to make what you want or have what you want. But I think if I don't take this back and I wait and I put it off to get Ableton, then this will be a little more worth my while. But you know, I figure if I do that, that'll be the best way to go about this. Because I want to eventually start creating music and start writing down rap songs and playing them out every day. And I know y'all probably are like, Nick the Dick can't rap. What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Nick? But that's my eventual goal, either rap or, as many of you may not know, I do like country, and I do like hip hop. For a lot of you that don't know, that is a form of music, which for you who don't know, it's like a mixture of, I guess you would say, hip hop with country, or a country flavor, if that makes any sense. But as you already knew, I've always been into punk music, always will be, always will have love for punk music, and some metal music, some metal music. Let's put it on a some metal music. But I'll always love hip hop. And though a lot of artists have, earned themselves a shelf on the Hall of Shame, as I call it, because there's a lot of artists that I don't no longer listen to. Um, Whoever you are, side plays, YouTubes, no, this ain't the place for that. I don't care if you give me 2, 3 subs, 4 subs, 5 subs. Bye. Because that ain't it. I'm just going to put this out there. The side chat is not designed to promote your own channel. The side chat is designed so that people can keep a conversation going and talk about, their channel, or vice versa. Talk about little things or ask questions or vice versa. You ain't gonna come up in here and spam your bullshit up in my side chat. Good on that one, KG. I'm just chilling. I was playing around with the Novation Launch Key 25, but I got bored of it. So I'll figure the rest of it out tomorrow, and we're just chit-chatting now. Figured I'd get back in the swing of doing live chats every night, because I used to do them every day of the week. Then I got burnt out on it. So I'm not doing anything lately, so I figured, school doesn't start till next week. I'm only taking 4 classes this semester, so I should have plenty enough time to YouTube it up. And actually, no, I'm only taking 3 classes this semester.
So I should have plenty of time to YouTube it up. Unless I decide to take a fourth. And it's going, man. It's just going. I want to be able to get in the next couple weeks a couple of either SPSs or I haven't really decided, some like low maintenance corals in the saltwater tank, because I didn't take a video of it yet, but we got a maroon clown. I'll just show you guys. He's already bitten me. Let's see, where is it? Right there where that little red mark is. He bit me earlier. My maroon. So there it goes to show you why a lot of people don't buy maroon clowns. Oh, you guys probably thought this. The maroon was gonna pick on the yellow goby, or the yellow clown goby. Yellow clown goby picks on the maroon. Yeah. The maroon bit me. He's the first fish in the saltwater tank to bite me. So that does give him, their quote unquote behavior, because that is the normal behavior of a maroon clown. And they do bite pretty hard. If they get latched onto you, they can draw blood. They got teeth. he, yeah, maroons are very aggressive. They're one of the most aggressive clowns, actually. A lot of people try to stray away from them because of that. And it is really hard to get maroons to, what do you call it, pair up. But it's not impossible. It's just really hard. What would be really awesome for me, though, seeing how I got the maroon and I got the yellow clown goby in there, it would be awesome if I could get them to, cross. Because, yes, the yellow clown goby is a clown, but he's more goby than clown. So that would be a little unlikely. And, I didn't know this, but, with saltwater, real simple. I didn't know there's an easy way to keep the algae at bay. Put your. That's why I got bit. If you guys didn't know, I stirred up all the water earlier. I moved my hand around like this a couple dozen times over the sand. Got all the green algae and some of the bubble algae that was starting to form off the bottom of the sand. It's all in the filter now. I need to place an order for a U3 filter, U3 Fluval cartridge filter, because mine is just at a month over being needed to be changed. So I've been noticing my algae buildup has been like every other day because of that. It needs to be changed. And I've noticed taking care of saltwater that it's kind of a job. It really is. And a lot of people don't think that saltwater. A lot of people put saltwater as though it's the hardest thing to do in, any tanking hobby. It's not. People just make it out to be more than it is, because you have to do water changes every week. And if you don't stay consistently on top of the water changes, then stuff happens, like crashes, fish die, livestock, as we call it in this case, dies. And I don't like looking at fish as livestock, but that's really what they are. And they are your pets, that at that angle, they are there to serve a purpose to your entertainment, or vice versa. Your creative juices are kind of what controls the environment of their tank, if that makes any sense. My hair has gotten so long that I'm able to bun it back fully. In a couple more weeks from now, I'm probably shaving it all off after it's been braided and sending it in to locks of love. And if you guys don't like that, I don't really care because I do charities a lot, so and that's one of the charities that I would like to support more often, because I've never done it and I would like to. And the reason that is because I feel for those kids that have cancer. Regardless whether people say, oh, they make them pay for the wigs. No, they don't. Do you work there? No. You're just going off of hearsay. A lot of people are. Yeah, keeping it as simple as possible is what works in this hobby. And a lot of people don't realize when you overcomplicate everything is when you desimplify everything.
I didn't even realize there was something so simple that I could be putting in my tank, in my saltwater tank, instead of, constantly adding chemicals, adding this, adding that, adding general hardness. There's a little block that naturally dissolves into the system. Yeah, I need to set up one of those too, a drip system. But there's a block that naturally dissolves into the system, putting calcium, general hardness, other minerals back into the system, strontium, iodine. Anyways, that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is that little block just saved me a shit ton of money, and it's only $2.99, and it naturally is setting in all my water. I literally barely have to put. The only thing I have to put in there is pH, and people are probably like blown away by that. But yeah, the only thing I have to put in my saltwater tank is usually pH. And go to sleep, guys. No, Jimmy. No. Oh yeah, it saved me more than 15% of money on my tank, definitely. And I'm gonna buy 2 or 3 of them so that I have them when that one dissolves fully. Because this block is this. Oh, the camera's up there. Okay, I need to move the mouse because that's the third or fourth time in this video that that's happened. This block is literally like this big, and it it does all kinds of amazing things. Obviously, that's what I was trying to explain. Anyway, so I believe strontium does something to the water that I couldn't naturally do unless I'm sitting there pouring in chemicals, or vice versa, having some sort of drip system, which I know I could easily make out of a vinegar bottle, which I have one up there on the new tank, the new used tank, which we found out last night or the night before that it's 125 gallon. And how I found that out is I emptied 6 20-gallon buckets in the backyard. There you go. 125 gallon.
But yeah, if I had not known about that little block, or if I would have known about it earlier, I wouldn't have been putting half as many chemicals in the tank as I am, because what we don't realize is they have all kinds of little ingenious uh, inventions out there that are for salt water, and keeping your salt water at a balance, a normal balance, instead of throwing all these chemicals in there. Because when we throw all these chemicals into salt water, the reason why I'm talking about salt water right now is because I kind of been neglecting talking about salt water. The reason we throw all these chemicals in there, and it sometimes can be bad, is because we buy these $100 and $200 corals, or $30, $40 corals, $25 corals, all this stuff. All that stuff is an investment. And when we're constantly pouring in chemical after chemical after chemical, oh, try to make this better, try to make this better, we're really just doing more harm than good. And I figured that out after experimenting with the saltwater tank, and sadly enough, I didn't pay, or Mom didn't pay over, because she bought the anemone. That was the first thing she bought in the tank. Mom did, or other than one of the fish. We've kind of gone half and half on that tank, if you guys haven't figured that out already. The most expensive thing that was bought in that tank and already died was a bubble tip, rose tip anemone. And I'm very sad that that died, because it lasted all of 3 months, maybe 2 months. And people do more top-offs than they do water changes on saltwater tanks, and that's often what causes their problems, is they need to do more water changes, less top-offs. If they do like 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 6 top-offs a month, depending on how many evaporation, or how much evaporation loss there is, the probability of your water crashing is a lot less if you do more top-offs, or vice versa. The equal amount of top-offs as you do equal amount of water changes. That's my strong advice. I probably do 1 water change a week in my saltwater tank, and some people probably think that's too much, but I take about, depending on the day, if it looks dirtier than the day or the week before, I'll take 25% instead of 15%. Kind of makes sense there. Some people take 30%. I think that's taking way too much bacteria out of their water. And a lot of the time when people overdo a water change, the reason their fish are dying afterwards is because they took too much bacteria out of the water. They took too much of the good stuff out of the water. Whew. And if you're wondering, I am on a roll, and I need a cup of coffee, though. I am on a roll, though. I'm not going to bed early tonight, so school doesn't start till after this week is over. So, yeah. I wonder where that went. Aha. I need a cup, though. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. I'll be right back, ladies and germs.
And I'm back, ladies and germs. Sorry for being briefly gone. I needed a drink, and I didn't have one. Yeah, from what I was talking about, yeah, you need to measure your salinity more than anything. Um, as well as KH. A lot of people don't think about that in salt water, but KH, salinity, and what else was it? Usually calcium. That's the number one I go over to the store to check for, because it's just easier for me to go over there, and he tells me drop this many drops of the first one, and then for every drop after that you put the cap on, shake it, put another drop, cap on, shake it, put another drop, cap on, shake it. You go up to 24 drops, and that's usually the right level for calcium in a saltwater tank, if you didn't know. I'm just teaching everybody that, because that's like number one. You need to know that. If it isn't at, I believe it goes in the thousands for that one. It's 24,000 for the parameter, I believe. I could be wrong. I'm just quoting what I remember him telling me. And yeah, basically, like I said, it's somewhere in the 1,000 mark. I'm gonna go close the garage door that leads into the house, so I don't wake my mom. I guess tomorrow while she's at work, I'll worry about cleaning this by myself again, because asking for her help is like asking a mule for help sometimes, because she won't get to it till she feels like it. Not to downplay my mom or talk shit, but it's kind of how she is. Just like she just now helped me figure out this whole keyboard situation. Good morning, Angelo's Fish Tanks. You guys don't have me on Snapchat or have cell phones and have Snapchat, and I'll know 1, 2, 3. If you guys didn't know that already, I was just throwing it out there. And I'm tired of running into that, so I'm moving it out of my way. Put that blanket back up on the couch there. I don't really need this out unless I'm taking the guitar somewhere. I rearranged this room yesterday, and I started taking books off my bookshelf. And I used to do this before, try to do at least one chat a month where I read a book to everybody. But I kind of strayed away from that because I felt people were getting bored, because I suck at reading, and only way to get better at reading when you have dyslexia and or any reading disorder is read. And
a lot of people don't know that about me. I do have some learning disabilities. I may or may not have to reset the chat if the audio is being funky, because sometimes my microphone likes to go out, and it's not the microphone's fault. It is the Focusrite box's fault for crashing out. And sometimes I forget when my audio is on this computer to only have my microphone as used. But then earlier when I was trying to do the keyboard and get it working and have it sounding inside the chat, it wasn't working. So I'll have to figure out that sound issue some more. Because everything seems to be an issue for me to get it to work right. And, yeah. Let's see. Now I can hear myself. I'm doing alright. I'm just trying to, keep a chat going. Stay up for you guys. I mean, I only got a couple more days so we go back to school, like I said. And then, actually next week we go back to school. And then I'm kind of bogged down for a couple months. About 6 months until the summertime. Unless I decide to bust out school and get it finished. And even in the summertime, I was thinking maybe in the summertime, since I'm bad at math, I might as well try to take summer classes for math, and try to get back to the focus of finishing out school, because I already have enough credits if I wanted to join the military, any branch right now. And that's if I wanted to. I mean, if I could take that route if I want to, but yeah, no snow here either, Fish Tropic. I wonder where Jimmy went and where Fish Tropic went. Oh, it's only showing 2 of you in chat. So, and 1 viewer, but I know that's not true because multiples of you guys are in the chat. So that elixir, man, I was looking all over for it. I guess I hit it on myself last night. Some of the best shit I've ever had. Cyanopetricola. I'm gonna have to look that up. If you're talking about cyanobacteria, there's certain types of snails and some Plecostomus. I can't remember exactly the name of the Plecostomus that eats it. But if you're talking freshwater, I can possibly the next stream or in a couple of days tell you what fish eats it. I know there's like dozens of types of snails that eat it. but I don't know on fish what eats it. When I set the 20 gallon up in the bedroom, I'm gonna get some angels to breed. And I don't know if that's very well a good idea to do like little peewee size angels with pea puffers and like microfish. But I'm gonna try it out. If they start attacking the pea puffers, I will take them out immediately. But these guys, I'm telling you guys, when I saw them brought in, they are literal bambinos. They are so tiny that I don't think they would really bother any of my fish unless they were breeding. You dropped 4 in with your Mabuna. There was a certain catfish that I remember or recall the plant guy over at the LFS, George, telling me that, or it might be a pleco, but you know, some plecos are catfish. So, anyways, the point I was trying to get at, this pleco loves algae. It probably will eat that cyano bacteria or cyanoalgae that you were talking about earlier. Shoot. Howdy, howdy. I didn't even notice anybody grab the link. Nick was not doing... I don't know what you're talking about. Snails and snails and snails and snails. I plead the fifth. It's early in the morning. I guess next time I'm going to have to figure out what it is that I have to do for my microphone and setting up my keyboard. I'm a pretty good storyteller. Don't knock me for my gifts. I could tell you stories all day long. Now, if I remember the whole story, that's the problem. I can't believe I got this thing working tonight, though. You know, a lot of people often ask me, you know, like, what do you do when you're not online? Or vice versa. What do you talk about when you're not around fish people? Or I could go on and on with this. Or how do you talk about other or yourself when all you can think about is other people? That one's the hard one. Don't think about others. Oh wait, wouldn't that be being self-centered? Who do we got up in here with me? Is that Biggs? No, who's Happy? Happy. I've never met you before, have I? Happy Fish
I don't
Guy.
think so. I just came here to tease Fish Tropic.
Those are some nice guppies you got over there.
Thank you, thank you.
I wasn't sure who it was because you know I know Big has guppies too. I think right.
Yeah, he's got some pretty good guppies. I got the guppies. Then there's you guys. Then I got the rainbow tail guppies.
Yeah.
Then I got veil tail angelfish.
See, that's what was just dropped off is those veiled tails. But the ones that were dropped off at the LFS, they are platinum veiled tails.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Then I got those angels right there.
Uh huh.
They're a pretty fun tank.
I was wondering if they would get along with pea puffers. That's what I was wondering.
I don't know. Some angels can be kind of vicious.
Yeah. Like, I'll have you know, my pea puffer little dick is about the size of my finger there, where my finger is.
Yeah.
He's almost 2 inches, dude. I'm not even joking. As biggest I've ever seen a pea puffer get. Yeah, I've got jacked up pinky fingers, so don't hate. Both of them I broke. I've broken probably every finger on each hand. So
How do you break the pinky?
jam it in a door.
Holy moly, that's ouch.
One time shoving my hand through a wall. Another time punching a wall. But yeah, those are stories for other times, and I don't really feel like getting into them. Now this one, that just recently is healing fully. But if you look at my hand, how it's deformed right there. All right. That bone probably will never heal right.
Dang. You guys,
I got nothing but cichlids behind me because for some reason I got this habit of watching them tear each other apart.
that's my fire extinguisher.
That's a joke, by the way. I don't let the fish tear each other apart. If they start doing that, I put them in timeout. But yeah, no, I always liked how cichlids were kind of just the badasses of the fish tank world, and I didn't know that a lot of different breeds were filed under their original origin of fish species. Like I saw one just now of your guppies there that had a little sword on the end. You know where they get that from, right?
What?
They get that from a swordtail.
Can guppies breed with sword tails?
Yep.
Man.
Yes, they can.
Learn something awesome every night.
Yep. I didn't know that until a couple of weeks ago. Just like certain, Gambusia, they breed with guppies and they make a weird looking fish. And those are mosquito fish for people out there. Yes, yes, yes. That was a joke. That was a joke, Tropic. You know that one of my fish is named Little Dick. Only certain tanks have fish named, though. I haven't named fish in all the tanks. Like the 20-gallon, I haven't named any of them. The 30-gallon, I haven't named any of them. The 50 behind me, I've named them all. Except for maybe one or two. You got a lot of fry in there, bro.
Yeah. A lot of little fishes.
Bambinos. As they say. Babies. In Spanish.
Fish Tropic says he just choked on his coffee.
Good. Good. Nah, really? Really, really? It's 2 centimeters, bro. You're totally off. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, has anybody tried smoking guppy grass yet?
No, I don't think they have.
I'm just,
I
man,
don't think
you know.
it tastes very well.
So Angela asked, how's my tanks for veterans? And it's been hard to find tanks to set up for veterans. I've set up 2 tanks for veterans, and both of them didn't want to be on camera. So I made a video. It was like a half hour long, and I was going to edit the guy out and all the chit chat and questions he was asking. And I ended up with the video that was like 5 minutes long, and I was like, this is lame. But I did
hate when
just,
you can't when you have like editor's block or writer's block or songwriter's block or really artistic block. That's what it is.
so I was complaining to a friend of mine about how hard it was to find people that wanted a fish tank. And my buddy was like, Dan, you should go over to this house and see what's going on over there and see if they could use a 55-gallon tank. And I thought, I want to set up a 20 or a 30, And I got there,
Uh-huh.
and the guy had an empty 20-gallon tank. And he was like, yeah, I went on vacation. My roommates overfed the fish, and I came back, and they were all dead. So that was a year ago. And he showed me what was going on in the house. And there's, a few people that live there. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'll be back in a couple days with a 55. And he was like, wow, tickled pink. So I showed up with a 55. I set it up. I dropped some angelfish in there and some convict cichlids. I swung by today. They're looking really healthy. And I'm going to shoot a video. I should probably set a video about setting up the tank, but I did it in a half hour. So
Yeah.
ran a garden hose inside the guy's house. I dropped, 20 milliliters of the anti-chlorine stuff, and done deal.
Whereabouts you from?
Tacoma.
Washington.
Yep.
Yeah. I had to think there for a second. Yeah. You guys must have some good water if you could just drop that in. I mean, down here, I have to drop all kinds of things in if I want to use tap water. I have to use, for starters, the dechlorinator, ammo out for 3 or 4 weeks, and then a denitrifier.
Wow.
Yeah. Our water's horrible down here. They put too many chemicals in it, dude. I live in central Southern California, that's why.
Oh. Do you live in some awesome little town?
Kind of, sort of. It's kind of a one-horse town. Kind of like God's butthole. Kind
That
of town.
sounds like Lodi, California.
Nah.
I think Lodi is a 3/4 of a horse town right now.
It's only about 15 miles across, so. And halfway, or most of the way through it, is a big old freeway.
Some little towns are like that. I'll be back in a flash.
Yep, yep.
All right, I'm back.
I wonder. I've got 2. Can I use the other one in here? Or does that not work? Oh man, I love that. It does work. But it lags. Probably bogs down my system. I got multiple camera angles, bro. That's what I was talking about.
That's good. All right, I got to grab one more thing.
I'm looking towards the back of his tank here. And I'm wondering what this thing is that my mouse is hovering over. Next to what looks like a power cord. Ugh. You know, I ought to put some water in those tanks behind me. I think I'm gonna do that. But first, to do that, I need to check the water itself and make sure that it has the proper parameters.
All right, I'm back.
Howdy, howdy.
So how come these other gentlemen don't want to come and chat?
I don't know. One of them probably laying in his bed, aka Jason, aka Fish Tropic. And Angelo just took off. Actually, to answer Angelo's question, he'll probably come back and watch this video later. Considering getting an RO unit, Nick? Yeah, actually, the guy that I got that tank from there, he is also giving me an RO unit for it. An RODI unit, actually. because he no longer has any use for it because he has a much bigger system. Oh, he didn't leave yet, so I answered his question. Yeah, and not only that, he's given me 2 canister filters. I don't really care for the brand because I've heard they are overall shit in quality. I'll just give my honest opinion, but I've heard mixed reviews, I'll say, more or less, on that brand. I'm not going to drop the name brand because you'll obviously see it when I get it. And the point is the guy's had them for a while. I've seen a couple other people in the fish hobby use these same filters, and they've had them, I'll say, overheat and crack and break, and I really don't trust these specific canister filters. And but the point is I'm getting them for basically next to nothing with a bunch of other equipment, so you can't beat free sometimes. But once I get those and then figure out if they're worth my time or not, or it's more worth it to just get a sump, I'll probably end up overall getting sump put in and eliminate any hang-on back filter. You'll only see like hoses or heaters or wave maker. It's basically the direction I'm going for that big ass tank. With all that being said, I'm gonna need an RODI system, so the guy selling me that is kind of a positive for me. He's not only selling me that, he's also giving me like a few other things for free on top of selling me the filters and the pumps and stuff. So it's a good deal. Catch 22, it's a good deal. That algae there, Autosynchus, and some more of those snails you have there. I'll take rid of that algae and get rid of it all. Anywho, I kind of shot out the link a couple times for people to jump in, only you happened to catch the link though, I guess. What, separating the males and the females? Is that what he's saying?
I was just typing them back in chat.
Yeah, I remember Brian, Captain Savage, did that a while back. And, I think he fed a bunch of the males, or, yeah, he fed a bunch of the males to his other fish.
I'm kind of tempted to do that too.
Just so they'd stop reproducing.
Yeah, I'm guppied out.
Because they can only reproduce so many times before they start giving the others genetic flaws. You know what I mean? And, yeah. Then you'll have little guppies swimming around looking like they got their butthole hanging out, you know? Is a polite way to say it. And, basically, what happens to those guys is their insides are prolapsed, and which means they didn't formulate properly when they were in the egg cycle. So yeah, or live bear, or however you go about that. He's eating a moon pie. Is that moon pie extra moony? I wish I had a moon pie. You know what's really good? Cream puffs. You know what those are? They're almost like a little mini eclair thing. Oh my god, they're the bomb. Yeah. My nose itch. I hope this doesn't crash anything. Why isn't my camera zoom working? That's lovely. I guess it won't work when I have both cams going, huh? It's zooming the wrong camera. That's lovely.
So, Nick, are you excited that California just legalized weed?
Eh, it has its pros and cons. Pros, everybody's gonna be stoned that smokes weed. Cons, there's gonna be a bunch of people bitching about it. You know? To me, it really didn't matter one way or another. You know? I don't really care that much about it. I mean, and what I mean care that much about it, I mean legalization wasn't that big a deal to me. It's just a milestone forward that they've been fighting for years.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't think the plant should even be illegal or classified as a class 1 narcotic. That's just my personal opinion. But you can't really fight the federal government, and as hard as you try to fight the federal government, they're their own entity, was what people keep forgetting. And at the end of the day, you can only push so much in one direction to succeed at a goal. And really, what they're fighting for is kind of asinine, because if you look back to the 1700s, the plant was legal. It was used as a cash crop. It was actually used as a trade crop. A lot of people don't know that. But nowadays, people demonize it because of a film made in the 1930s, I believe, called Reefer Madness.
Yep.
So, one way or another, it got turned into something that everybody illegitimately, as I said before, demonizes because it's misunderstood. Not to get all biblical or anything, like, if you go far back into the Bible, into biblical days, there's proof of multiple, what do you call them, prophets of God, and or vice versa, King Solomon himself, King David himself, that grew and had the plant as a crop in their garden. So, in that aspect, in that respect, the whole, this was made by this and this is demonized, that argument is kind of killed by that statement. I'm just saying, if two of the most wisest men that ever lived smoked it, kind of just says something. Not to mention Albert Einstein. He built 2 bombs, not just one. That's usually everybody's arguing statement on that, but that'll be mine for now. Not saying I'm pro and not saying I'm against. It's just, at this point, it goes in so many different directions that I can't answer that question without being like in the middle.
Yeah.
Because I see it, how people abuse it, and then I see how people use it for positive use, like, bettering themselves or vice versa, helping with their cancer. I just recently lost a really good friend to cancer, and it had metastasized to his bones. And at that stage, marijuana doesn't help. I'm just going to say. There's certain levels of different types of cancer where I'm just going to say it doesn't help. All the drugs in the world, they don't help. I think what really helps a person at that level is to try, even though they're feeling like shit, to move around and, be proactive and not let their body basically die on itself. That's just my thoughts, but I'm not gonna also say that there isn't such things like CBD and or Rick Simpson oil that possibly doesn't help with cancer patients, because I've seen multiple people go through wave after wave after wave after wave of chemo, and they say that smoking a little bit of this or eating a little bit of this makes them feel much better than going through the waves of chemo. Just that's my opinion. There's pros and cons to it, is what I'm saying. In moderation, maybe, but on recreational use, just so somebody can basically get high off the plant, I don't think it's really all that necessary. I think there's more medical uses for the plant than per se recreational uses.
I think that's true. I think it'll be interesting to see that those medical uses come out.
But it's all, again, like I said, how it's applied. Like, some people don't get that that feeling off of smoking. They have to eat it or vice versa just to even feel it. And I saw it all over the news today. I kind of was like blown away, because it's like, oh, so now your grandmother can go walk into the damn dispensary, huh? She'd never been in there before. See, that's a joke. What 75-year-old lady's gonna be going in a medical dispensary? medical marijuana dispensary at that.
I don't mean to sound distracted. I'm just doing water changes.
Oh, I was about to do a water ad, so you're not distracted at all, my friend. I need to figure out how it is that I'm gonna zoom in this camera that I'm sitting here talking to you on the Google Hangout and not the other camera that it's thinking, oh, take control of the C270. You know, Logitech's. They're stupid sometimes, these cameras. Not as smart as this little thing. Not to show that off, I'm kind of glad that I got that for a Christmas present. Not that I really deserved it.
What is that, a Bluetooth cam?
It was a GoPro.
Oh, there you go.
Hero 5.
Fun. Those things are way fun.
Yeah. Did you know without this little thing, this thing is $50 by itself? I didn't know that. Because it's a microphone. Like, you talk into this thing and say GoPro on or GoPro record and all that. Obviously, the GoPro has to be hooked up and this has to be on before you can do that.
GoPros are the shit, though. I mean, they go underwater. They got great.
GoPro on. It's not working right now. Might be dead. GoPro on. GoPro on. Nope, not working right now. Yeah, you're not following my commands. I hate you. Like, I should do a video on that. GoPro fails. That would be funny. Then edit it into 4K. I'm getting good at that editing in Filmora, but for all you out there, I still have not yet grasped Adobe. I don't know why. My audio is shot. Well, my friend, I will reopen the Hangout box. I'll be right back.
How about now? Are we good? Is
Better.
my audio? Yeah. All right. We'll just have to deal with it. I know what it is. It's this microphone. Needs to be sent in. It's not working right. It's not working. You know what I miss? Like, as a kid, me and my best friend, #1 game we used to play all the time, Battlefront 2 for the PS2. We had arguments over that game, man. I swear. We had ongoing, like, just back and forth for hours over that game, dude. That game used to get us in so many, like, I want to say fist fights, but Kevin always won. So. If I could ever have one game back in my repertoire, it's that game there.
I don't know why it's not letting me go to the oh, I keep clicking the wrong thing, that's why. Retard alert. A retard alert. Sorry if that word offends you. Yellow tail with a plain female, Dan. Your audio is shot, Nick. That's why I have a predator tank. Why do you have a predator tank, Jason? I must know. Why? Like, I kind of have a predator tank, I guess you would say. All those Mabuna behind me. With one peacock in there. There's only one peacock in there. Can you believe that? People are always tripped out by that. How does he have a peacock with a bunch of Mabuna? Well, they grew up together. So why take them out? All right. Just like that Lake Tanganyika. And I just experimented with that one. I put him in there, see if he would, strike any party favors, if you know what I mean. He never did. Or she. I'm not sure if it's a girl or a guy. I thought it was a guy the other night because the way it was acting towards my female. But I'm still not sure, and I don't feel like venting it, so laziness, man. I'm lazy on certain things. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I used to do this thing where I tried to read a book every night. I deleted most of those videos. But yeah, I wanted to get back into it, not tonight, but I was gonna do a book reading of this. And most people might like this. I don't know, it's newer. So I bought it when I worked at Toys R Us, so it's got the big lettering, so my old ass can see it.
If you read copyrighted books, does YouTube strike you down with a copyright warning?
No. No.
Cool.
I found that out a long time ago. I read a book on my sister-in-law's great grandfather. Although I got interrupted while I was reading that book a lot, but it's an older video. I kind of hate those older videos, but whatever. We'll get past that. Anyhow, the point is I read this book that is about Comanche, the last Comanche chief, and I have it on the other side of this desk here. I put them all up underneath in a cubby hole because I was tired of not being able to reach them up on that shelf over there because it's behind my desk. Obviously, I don't go back there a lot, so I'm gonna move that bookshelf somewhere where I can grab it, and obviously somewhere where it's not near any water source because I don't want wet books. Wet books are broke books. You know what I mean?
I've had that happen.
It pisses me off. But yeah, this book, I only read part of it. And then I went and watched the movie. It kind of just precursors to before they got to the movie. That makes sense? Before the awakening. Before she found out she was Jedi. Before the dude in the new Star Wars found out he was a Jedi, yada yada. What a lot of people don't know is although I'm kind of disappointed with the direction Star Wars has gone, what people don't know about it in general was it was all based off of factions and kind of there's a video on YouTube where where George Lucas says how he designed Star Wars and what he thought of when he was designing it, and he was actually trying to bring together multiple cultures by creating something that beings throughout the universe all came together, light and dark, you know, kind of like good versus evil complex. And there's actually a video on the internet saying that he based it off of his or what was the not Catholic, but fuck, forgot what it was, Presbyterian views or something. He was raised something like that. But yeah, the video's on YouTube. Obviously, people can go quote the video on YouTube. That's what I'm saying. It's
Cool.
kind of cool though in that respect, because each faction, like Rebels and the Dark Side, obviously, the Empire, throughout time of history of Star Wars, they have different things like bounty hunter clans, and I believe two of the people in the new movies were bounty hunters, and they didn't know that they were Jedi. That makes sense. It's pretty cool.
All right,
But
Nick.
yeah,
Well, thanks for letting me join your
yeah,
live
no problem,
stream.
man. I was actually gonna head off here soon too, because I was kind of just into the ramble zone.
Yeah, I got to go get my hands full with these water changes.
Yeah,
But
I
I'm
might
gonna.
add some to this tank and point the camera up there in a bit. So that's all I'm gonna do.
Cool, cool. Well, I subscribe to you, so I hope to catch you on your next live stream,
Well, indeed.
and we'll have some fun hanging out and chit chatting on a night that I'm more awake.
Me as well. I'm only awake because I've had coffee in my system.
Holy moly's! All right, well, Fish Tropic, if you're still listening, thanks for the awesome, awesome ideas. Always great to run into you. Nice to see Angelo's fish tanks again. It's been a little while. Trying to see if I missed any other awesome people in your chit chat.
Yeah, see that over there? That's the project.
Man, that's a big tank.
Yeah. It's been a lot of cleaning. A lot of cleaning. Too much cleaning.
Not a big
But
fan of cleaning myself.
yeah, I'm not either. I don't like having. Everybody told me, "Oh, you should have done it in your front lawn." Sorry to sound like off when I say this, but if I would have done it in my front lawn, one of these guys on this block would come up and that tank would be missing.
That's
I
sad.
shit you not.
I thought you lived in a small podunk town.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter where you live. Even in California, they'll steal your stuff.
I've heard that. I've heard California is ruthless and scantless.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good people in California. Just they're few and far between. But yeah.
All right, Nick. Well, I better sign out for the night. But yeah, thank you for the great chit chat.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
And I'll pick on you the next time I'm not busy in the middle of doing water changes. Thank you again for having me in your chat.
I heard a beep, beep, beep. Oh, it's this. But yeah, no problem, man. Anytime.
All right, I'll catch you again soon.
Anywho, we're going to put some water in those tanks behind me, and then we're going to end this video out.
So I got to test the water. I'm going to go right over there. That's why I turned the camera. Whoa, knocked a skateboard over. Okie dokie. Where is the bucket of water? It is over here, behind here. You guys are probably wondering, why do you test your water before you get it if you have RODI water that you get from the store? Reason I test it is because I put chemicals into those buckets every 3 weeks. Because, and I mean by chemicals, I mean like pH and GH and the mineral remineralizer and all that. And you kind of mix it in, and what people don't realize is buckets are porous. Buckets can contain some of that pH and GH and all that. And what I have to tell you is you only have to put those chemicals in every 2 or 3 loads. And the reason I'm saying this is because that's what I do. And I notice if I do it any more than that, I will fill up too much water or too much remineralizer and too much pH into the system. And once I get all these tanks on a sump, I can't be doing all that because that'll really fuck up my tanks. Pardon my mouth if you got little kids out there. Okay, we are testing pH and, well, we would test GH, but we are currently out of GH, so we'll just test pH and know that I don't need to put any GH in there because that tank is at like 17 parts per million, I think. 17 drops. Okay, the last time I tested that tank. And that means it's at the hardness of like a reef tank or saltwater tank. This is bright blue, or is it? Now we need one more spoonful of pH, which is in the living room. So I will be right back. After I obviously move this skateboard out of my way. I should have got to get that pH. Not only that, I think we're going to refill this tank, put one more load of vinegar in it, and then we're going to do another live video tomorrow and drain that sumbitch. And you guys are going to watch me drain it and see that it only takes about 45 minutes to an hour. And that's with a Python. I got snails on the walls of this tank. They better watch out. They better watch out. There's clown loaches in there. They'll eat them. One thing I'm going to be happy about is to be able to consolidate all this power into one strip, in one, or not one strip, but one outlet. I mean, and not actually, they're all in one outlet right now. What I mean to say is outlets that basically are not only surge protected, but GFI protected as well. Fully GFI protected, because only one of them's half GFI protected, and that's the one that my heaters and my my filters are on. My pumps are on something totally different, which is only a surge protection one, and I need to change all that. And I've been meaning to change all that, and obviously this tank is persuading me to change all that, if you guys didn't get that. Because all the tanks inside, they're already on GFIs. I went out and I bought those special plugs, that the GFI plug, and it does it all, and it has 6 or 7 fucking, pardon my mouth again, 6 or 7 inlets to plug into. Anyhow, this is definitely too close to water and does not need to be. Ow! I just bumped my ankle. I need to do some vacuuming. That's for certain. I got tons of snails over here right now too. Earlier when the lights were first gonna go out, all my snails were right on top of the substrate because I just fed galore in there. Like, you know, when I say I fed galore, I mean I fed a lot. And the only reason I feed a lot is because I got a lot of adult fish in there, and if I don't feed a lot, they attack each other. So I've learned overfeed them. Plus, I've got enough filtration on both of these tanks to overfeed them. So until I get the other filters from the guy who sold me the tank behind me, I'm going to try using both those marine lands on the tank behind me and go out and buy other marine lands to run this tank and that tank, because I learned a few months back that if you look online before buying a filter from PetSmart, that you can get their Marineland filters from them for only $26, half the price of what they actually sell it in the store, because they will price match you what it says on your phone. But bing, bada boom, I just saved you money, sonny. But the tank that's making the most noise needs water first. And I just bumped that thing so hard that I saw the glass flex. Funny not to do that ever again. You're wondering what I'm doing? I'm putting pieces of zucchini back into the soil because I was actually leaving those so that the clowns and the plecos and the catfish can eat them. Even though I know the catfish will eat both. They'll eat a carnivorous diet too. So I mean, it'll be nice to get my dresser back in my bedroom and put my TV on it. A big screen on it. Where is a towel to wipe my arm? I guess I don't need one yet because I need to put 2 more zucchini back in the water. Ow. I must have really ran into something earlier with my toes. They really hurt. Like something fierce. You know what? I fell in love with fish because nobody could fall in love with me. I have too much complexity. Woo! I just rhymed. Anyhow, my water's in. My bucket's empty. I need more RDI water. And I'm thinking that although I'm using just tap water to clean this tank, holy crap, the inside is dirty. Like, the inside of that thing is going to take weeks now that I'm looking at it. Because I blasted that thing with vinegar like 3 times. Any thoughts, Fish Tropic, if you're still there? Any thoughts? Do I give up? Just let it be how it is? Or do I keep shining and polishing the inside too? And then wash it out with water afterwards, which means taking it out back and hosing it down while it's laying on its side, or laying up tall, which I'll get it all cleaned out. Because I'm seeing buff marks where I miss spots. Buff marks where I miss spots, and I don't want to put scratches in the tank, leaving those little rocks on there. But yeah, happy Fish God. Thanks for tuning into the stream. Don't be afraid to share this video on your page, because I'll share it as well. And yeah. But I'm probably gonna head out here in 10 minutes. After you watch me get on a step ladder and refill this tank with not only vinegar but also some tap water, some warmer tap water. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I think a lot of me and like my mom's disagreements are based upon her being a Scorpio and me being a Leo. We're 2 hot head symbols. If that makes any sense. And if people think that's stupid out there, it's not. It's the truth. Because I see a lot of the reasons why we fight are kind of dumb. We have arguments like any other family. I ain't gonna lie to kick it off and be straight up honest with you guys. Like, if I didn't do YouTubes, there's a lot I don't do in life. And YouTube's kind of give me the inspiration to keep going. Keep fighting. Keep putting up a good fight. A lot of people don't know what I mean by the good fight. I mean, like, the struggle. Every day's a struggle. Every level, another devil. I know people have heard that one out there before. I hope I don't drop this bucket here. Whew. That's just 5 gallons, guys. We got like 80 to go. I'm gonna put all 80 in here tonight, though. I mean, because I don't fill this thing all the way when I'm cleaning it. So that was semi-warm water. It feels more room temperature to me. Just saying, because I did it a couple hours ago. I probably should have went and got more warmer water. I just farted, and you know how gas travels up? Well, yeah, that's what it's doing. Oh, God, it smells. People have been wondering what is Nick doing for weeks? Why has he got this up in his room? Why is he doing it like that? Well, you guys now see why. There's a lot of scum on this tank that needs to be freaking got at. Because the guy gave it to me and he did not clean it out for me, which is kind of a dickhole move. No offense. Everybody likes a clean tank before they have to set it up. Not a used tank that is like totally dirty. I hate cleaning them. No offense, I'm not trying to bitch and complain, but hey, sometimes you hate doing this back break work because elbow grease hurts your damn ass. I'm just saying, when you sell a tank to somebody, just have the common courtesy to clean the sumbitch. That's all. Whew. Hate the smell of vinegar. Probably why I don't like pickles. Been trying to figure that out my whole life, why I don't like pickles. Let's wet this pad here. Some vinegar. That'll cut through that damn, what's it called, real quick. Corrosion. Stuck on calcium, whatever you want to freaking call it. You know what sucks is I need somebody to spot from the other side. I ain't got no friends around here to do that for me. Not without getting something out of it, which is bullshit. That's not a real friend. Somebody's always got to get something out of you to do something for you. That's not a friend. A friend will give you help and not charge you. Anywho, I'll probably do the rest of this tomorrow because, like I said, I like to have a little warmer water doing this so that the grime that I'm trying to scrub off actually comes off instead of sticks there. Maybe I'll do a video on the GoPro of this. Who knows? I ain't gonna keep leaning over that tank though. That's hurting my back. I can see more spotted areas where I'm getting the fog out. Maybe I will get most of these scratches out of this tank. Hopefully I do. Because that Novus stuff that is up there, right there, you can just barely see the bottle of it right there, is excellent for acrylic tanks. It actually takes a lot of the majority of the scratches out. Just the thing is you have to use Novus 3, then Novus 2, then Novus 1. So you have to do it in stages. And then clean it out, vice versa, if you're going to do it on the inside of the tank. And obviously vinegar bath it like I've been doing. But all that aside, I'm going to bed. Hope you guys enjoyed the 3-hour stream. Kind of trying to do a long one tonight. And maybe I'll have something to edit up in Filmora, and I'll probably unlist this video after 3 days so that I can go back and edit things into proportion, cut out the dead air, yada yada. You guys get how that goes. Night night, Bubba and Shinobi. You'll stay ninja. Very much. Or samurai. The samurais are shinobis, I think, right? Or am I wrong on that? That was a joke. Anywho, we got 1 more minute. No, we got 25 seconds. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo domo. And don't forget, with the faith of a mustard seed, you can move any mountain. So don't turn them molehills into mountains, because remember, we got to fill our fish tanks with them fountains and nick the dick out. Bye. Ta-ta-ta-ta for now.